Hi, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a time-lapse video, or I just naturally move this quickly. This video is just a little follow-up to our last video on the Rokuhan Z scale Shorty test track. I just wasn't happy with the way it looked. It was a little flat, just not enough color. I really wanted to make this look like an old oar or a paddle that had just had one too many coats of paint and was just a bit messy around the edges. And I also wanted some kind of bright, happy Florida colors. Now initially I wanted kind of an orange color, so I just went with a little red and yellow, cheap latex craft paints. And I really don't have a plan here, we're just laying down some paint. I didn't want to get any paint on the track, so as you can see I'm leaving a pretty generous border around the track itself. It was right about here that I thought I could play with some Elmer's glue and kind of go for a crackle effect on the next coat of paint, so we'll just continue on getting that base coat of orange down. It was right about here that I realized the track looked a little too clean, and the exposed wood, I wanted it to be a bit darker, so I went with a nice black wash over the exposed wood and the track sections. As you can see here, I'm not being overly careful with anything. I wanted this to look like an old beat up piece. Okay, once I finish with the stain, I'm just going to let this sit and dry. And now what I'm going to try is, I've read about this, you put down some Elmer's glue, or any PVA glue, and then a light coat of paint on top of it, then you apply heat for sort of a crackle aged effect. I guess the technique is that by applying heat, the glue will shrink and take the paint, the top coat along with it, and create the cracks. Alright, now that I've got that second coat of green on top of the glue, now we bring out the heat gun and start applying the heat. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm doing here, but I can start to see some cracks forming. Not quite as dramatic as I would have liked, but we have some results. Now I have to admit I was going so quickly I didn't videotape this next section, and that was to put down a couple of swipes of a sand colored paint and to reapply the decals I had on the first version of this board. I actually had to recreate these decals because I didn't save the original file. I didn't think I was going to be making another board. Now here I'm just doing a very simple mask job on the tops of the rails because I am going to do a top coat next. For a quick top coat, I'm just mixing up some Model Master clear gloss acrylic and a bit of Tamiya thinner. Originally I was going to use dull coat as the top coat, but I kind of liked the way the Model Master gloss acrylic went on, so I decided to just go with that. And a little last minute touch, I just picked up some jute, a little bit of twine from Harbor Freight, wrapped that around the handle a bit. I don't exactly know what I was going for, sort of a tiki, tropical oar look. I don't know, I kind of think it works. I airbrushed that gloss on, the thin down gloss, in very, very thin coats. I kind of like the way it looks. It has not quite a gloss, more of a satin finish to it. After a quick track cleaning, the train's running great. I gotta tell you, I'm really glad I went back, revisited this, and just added a couple of splashes of color to it. It just makes the board a little more fun. One last decal I added was old Henry Morrison Flagler signature right next to the Flagler system badge. I think Henry would approve. Well, I hope you liked this quick little video, and if you did, why not like the video and subscribe to the channel? Help us grow. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.